I love theater and take all my roles seriously. Dad, physician, team leader.
When I was a kid, I dreamed of helping to protect those in need as either a doctor or a Jedi.
I'm a mom first, and that's why I treat our patients like family.
Caring for my family and yours, that's the goal.
Soon after residency, I didn't really have a definitive plan as to how I was going to practice as a physician. And I had designs that would be nice to have my own practice, but I knew that I would not be able to execute it successfully by myself.
So the first time that I met Rami, we actually were in high school together. At the time, he was a couple years ahead of me, and we knew of each other, but we were in separate classes and didn't hang out. But I like to tease people now that he used to, throw me in the corner and rough me up a little bit and steal my milk money. But of course, that's absolutely false.
And I was approached by Dr. Smart and two other physicians. They were looking for a fourth to join a fledgling group that they were forming. And I took that as an opportunity and as a sign to jump in with both feet. And that's how Cucamonga Valley Medical Group got started.
I think it's more and more rare that physicians will come out and start their own practice because, again, we're trained on the giving health care and providing great care to patients. But the business aspect or the practice management aspect, that was a weekend seminar in residency.
We're learning with the help of our business coaches, our business consultants, and people who we surround ourselves with. They are kind of helping guide the boat, and they see where we want to go.
So I think a lot of people don't know we have strategic planning every year, and that's how can we make sure that CVMG is a great place to work, a great place to visit, and how are we still keeping patient care excellent. And so that's something that we put in a long weekend, and we've done that for several years to try to see what do we need to do next year.
We spent a lot of time prepping and developing the business model before we launched in March of 2006. We happened to start a private practice, primary care, right before the recession. And so in 2009, when things were really difficult, we had a time to kind of hit the reset button and really relook at the original business model we did and what things we wanted to change since we're having a chance to restart, so to speak.
We decided to form this group into something that meant more than just a medical group to us. It meant more than just a ways to exercise, a way of providing for our families. It was an extension of who we were. It was an extension of what we believed in, the importance of spirituality, the importance of our respective faiths, and using our skills as physicians to take care of people in multiple ways, not just from a physical standpoint, but from an emotional standpoint, and if need be, a spiritual standpoint too, if it ever came to that.
And then it goes back to, if the patient was my mom, what would I want her to experience? We want everyone's mom to be our patient. And so from that we thought, well, growth has to be inevitable. So if we have something here that we're trying to create to make people part of our family, to give us excellent care, to make those changes, then we need to expand that across the Inland Empire. We've gone from when I started over 5 years ago, just 2 clinics, now we're up to 7. And we're looking at expanding, not because, we need to be the big monster, the Kaiser, but more because there's a need. Patients need to be served. There's too many patients that can't get in. If we can add more providers, if we can add more locations, then hopefully we can continue to grow the CVMG family and bring that patient care.
I want to say over the last 10 years since CVMG's existence, and over the last 8 years of my time here with CVMG, we have just been exploding at the seams. We've gotten a good reputation in the community. The patients talk to their friends and their families, and we see a lot of new faces coming in every day. We see a lot of new faces.
Yeah, I think for me the biggest thing was when Rami told me that he was going to start a business, I was seeing it from what I saw with my dad, right? My dad was a big businessman, and with it came the burden of, you know, carrying it through, and all these other issues that crop up. I knew he'd have to be more of an entrepreneur.
Go back to your office.
Okay, wait.
That was a big thing for me. I think I was good because with my dad, I kind of saw how he took on a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
And I just felt that maybe he didn't see that side of it. You know, he just thought, oh, let's do this on our own.
Right.
And so that was a big thing for me. And then he was going to partner with Kyle, who was a very good friend. And I didn't want that friendship to get messed up because they were going to
Okay, a little bit. Correct.
So I
Right.
was really concerned about that.
The value of the relationship between Rami and Kyle was more important than CVMG, and then it turned a corner, and you know, because of that foundation of their trust and friendship with each other, they were able to really build something
We were,
really
'cause
impressive to me, how much you guys were able to do in you know, 13 years.
right? And I would say we built it because there was a lot of Hafsa, and you were a very intimate part of that whole process. Not directly, but certainly indirectly behind the scenes.
It's just all the spouses of the partners, it's just been a blessing because they're so supportive, and I just feel like everybody has each other's best interests at heart. It's really feels like a family, honestly.
I agree.